I'm kind of joined by UFC. Kenney is fresh off a unanimous decision win over Nathaniel Wood at UFC 254 this past Saturday. How you doing, Casey?
Doing great. Just enjoying life and on top of the world right now.
Yeah, for sure. And one of the reasons I really want to talk to you is because of your story. I think a lot of people could say that they've had a pretty rough 2020, and that probably could have been said for you maybe early in the year too. I know you had that loss back in February, then with COVID happening, early on, a lot of people didn't know when MMA was going to pick up, back up. But here you are on 3-fight win streak. What has this, year kind of been like for you too, sort of, from starting how it did to kind of where you are now?
It's been craziness for me as well with the masks and the gym situation was a little different at the time, and I actually had COVID too. Nothing really happened to me, so feel like I've experienced it all. Uh, Basically, just making the most of 2020. Like you said, started off a little rough, but 3-fight win streak, and it's been one of my better years. So
Yeah, for
made the
sure.
most of it.
When you had COVID, was that like earlier, like when this whole thing like first started, kind of?
Yeah, it was like back in July, and like I just lost my smell and taste for like 2 days, but that was the only thing that happened to me.
Yeah. I had a similar conversation with Kevin Natividad too. He's obviously fighting this weekend, but I was kind of like talking to him about it because he obviously had like some trouble with COVID-19 and everything too. But like just from like a fighter perspective too, I mean like how hard is it to like avoid something like that too? Because like you guys have to train, you have to put in the work, and like it's got to be hard to get around that.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I was thankful I didn't get it at a bad time. Like some of the fighters, but we got to train with each other, and that's just part of the sport. But I think everybody's for the most part good to go. The numbers are very small for as much as we're together.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously, a lot has happened as we've already talked about. But I mean, that May Rob loss, that has to feel like a lifetime ago at this point.
Yeah, it does. That's a thing in the past, and I'm on a roll right now and trying to keep this train rolling.
Yeah. Obviously, you have a lot to be proud of as well, and three great performances. I think all in their own right too. Is there one that was like the sweetest for you?
Those last two were pretty sweet. Really, the Smoka one too. I got my first finish there. They're all kind of sweet in their own way. The Smoka one I got to finish. The Alatang one was a complete one-sided beatdown. This one was a little more competitive, but still got to showcase that I can do that to, some of the best in the world as well.
Yeah. I'm a little surprised. I thought you were gonna say the Fight Island jet skis, just because I saw you got to do that both times you went. But
hey, I like to have fun.
yeah,
I enjoy myself fight week. Nothing too crazy, but the jet skis were, it was good, man. That was definitely a first time for jet skis on fight week.
yeah. And it seems like so from other interviews I've seen too, it seems like it hadn't like the time changes and stuff hadn't affect you too much. But like, what was that like too? Just like kind of traveling from the states to there, coming back, and then going back too.
It was just time consuming. Everything was okay. Just staying sharp. I like to think my mind's pretty bulletproof, and not a whole lot affected me coming there, going there, getting there and adjusting and all that good stuff. Obviously, the first time was a little different because we were training at 3 or 4 a.m. This time I just had to switch the day and night when I went over there. So I think that was better, but I made it all work, and that's part of being where I'm at is just and doing these short notice and back to back stuff is just got to roll with the punches and make adjustments when things happen, and I think I'm pretty good at that as well.
Yeah, yeah. I know a lot of people were happy with the schedule this time around because I know on the East Coast here it was like the fights were over by like 4. It was like a perfect world, but
Right, so I had a Saturday night to do some stuff, huh?
exactly. But your fight with Wood obviously is super exciting. I mean that's why I got fight of the night, and just I thought both you guys showed tremendous gas tanks. I mean it's really exciting to watch. Is that everything you kind of thought it would be? Did it go to kind of according to plan?
Yeah, I knew it was going to be a war. And, I say that about my fighting style a lot is if I don't put you away and finish you, it's going to be fight of the night, if you're slinging back. And that's exactly what happened. He was a game competitor. He was sharp too. He ate all my shots as well. And that's all I could ask for is another great dance partner like that. I've been looking to get in a war like that, and it paid off.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it seemed like it was heading that way. It seemed like it was going to be a fight of the night, but obviously, there was still a lot of card left after you guys. Were you pretty confident that you guys had kind of sealed it up?
Yeah, that was a one for the record books, man. That pace, the output, the back and forth battle, uh, and mental toughness. The you know got some grappling in at the end, and I showcased that I'm a complete mixed martial artist that's gonna push a high pace for 15 minutes, and defensively, the whole board. And man, I was happy, like I said, happy to have a good dance partner like Nathaniel, and made for fight of the night on one of the biggest cards of ever.
Yeah. Did you talk to like Nathaniel at all afterwards? I know it's kind of like strict, like once you guys are out of the cage, but were you able to talk to him at all?
Yeah, just thanked him for the fight, asked him how he was doing. I think we both had ice packs on our hand at the same time, and you know, uh, uh, obviously, I'm sure he'll bounce back. He's a heck of a fighter, and just kind of thanked him for everything, and showed some respect.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, the extra 50 G's had to be a great way too to kind of just cap off these crazy 2 weeks for you.
Yeah, I think I even mentioned that when I talked to him. I was like, hey, hopefully we get that 50 G's for going at it like that.
Yeah. Now after the fight, I know you said to Anik too that you were even hoping for one more before the end of the year. Now that it's kind of passed now and you're back home, do you still feel like that? I mean, do you want to get one more in before the end of the
Yeah,
year?
I'd like to get in one more, December 12th. What a better way to keep my eye on that belt than being on the same card as the Sterling Yon uh, matchup.
Yeah. Was that kind of like the plan going into this year? Because obviously a lot of unexpected things have happened this year, but like, were you expecting like 5 fights?
I'd like to stay busy like that. I've averaged I think like 3 to 5, anywhere from like 3 or 4 or 5 fights a year since I turned pro, and I like to stay busy, and especially where I'm at in the UFC, and cashing those paychecks, man. Let's keep doing that.
Yeah, and I think the last time you left Fight Island too, before this last time, I think you had already had the fight booked. I mean, have you heard anything? Are you in talks like with your managers or anything like that with the UFC?
I've been chatting with them, but haven't heard anything. I'm sure I'll hear something or anything fight wise, but I'm sure I'll hear something here soon. Kind of let it settle in for a couple days, and I'll start bugging them again.
Yeah, for sure. And like I'm sure you're getting this question a lot, but I gotta ask. I mean, do you kind of have like an ideal next opponent? I mean, I gotta think it's gotta be somebody in that top 15.
Yeah, I think a top 15 or at least a top up and coming prospect guy, I think is pretty fair. And as far as calling somebody out, I'm gonna wait, see where I stand, and jump in those rankings and maybe start calling some shots. But I'm gonna wait a couple fights before I do that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I was looking at the top 15 just to play matchmaker here. Song Yudong kind of like he kind of like popped off. I mean,
Yeah,
too. I
that's
know that obviously that.
I've heard that. No, that's good. I've heard that a couple times today. Song Yudong would be a good one. He's got a big fan base in China. Um, tough dude, exciting fighter, and like I said, doesn't get any easier from here on out. So
For sure.
bring them all on.
Yeah. I know I think it was like the post-fight presser too. I know Mayrab's name came up too, which usually I would feel like you wouldn't see a rematch of that because it was only in February. But like I think between both of you guys have five fights between that already at this point. So it's kind of
Yeah,
crazy.
we've both been staying busy. I think Marab's kind of in his own little spot there. Maybe down the road, we keep climbing the ladder together. I'll have to try to knock him off at the top, but I think he's going to do his thing for a little bit, maybe a couple fights down the road.
For sure.
But
Yeah, I mean, at
I
the rate
will
you guys
say
are going.
I don't say no to many fights. So offers start coming. I'll have to think about that one.
Yeah. No, I mean, the way you both are moving now, I mean, it seems like maybe that won't be as far away as you would have thought maybe a few months back. But now in like the midst of all this excitement too, I think I saw on Instagram, did you just get your black belt?
I did in between the two fights actually. I got promoted to BJJ black belt. Add another one to the
Congratulations.
shelf.
Yeah, congratulations. I mean, what was that like too? I mean, obviously you have all this stuff going on in your MMA career, and I mean, I'm sure that's kind of linked to your MMA career too. But what was it like to kind of have that added bonus kind of thrown in the middle of all this?
It was great. I got I always say I got two PhDs in kicking ass, and each belt, between a judo and a Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt, they average about 10 years apiece, and pretty much took me that for both of them, and that's a feat in itself, and an honor, and just adding rewards, and thanks to the shelf, man. I'm trying to make some history.
Yeah, and obviously, I mean, you've been around the game for a while, but I mean, as far as like, I mean, obviously you can go even higher, but where you're at right now with the black belts and all your success you had, just getting the kind of capping off at the 50 Gs. I mean, is this like the peak right now? Like, do you feel like this is the kind of highest you've been in your career?
Yeah, I think so. That's definitely with the back-to-back ones. First post-fight bonus, took out a super tough guy. Things that I know I'm capable of, and starting to pay off.
Yeah, cool. And obviously, I brought up the jet skis already, but is there anything else like in Fight Island that was like pretty cool, like that you got to do?
Uh, for what they had set up, they obviously with the safe zone and stuff, where they had the beach with the little jet ski area, and some bike riding areas and stuff like that. But there wasn't a ton of things to do as far as the service at the hotel and the food and all that stuff. It was first class, and like I said, the adventurer in me wants to go explore Abu Dhabi and Dubai, but with the way the world is right now, just happy to be working, man.
Yeah, for sure. And I know you're in Arizona, but what's the heat like in Abu Dhabi? Is it as bad as they all say?
The first time was a little bit warmer than the second time, but I guess it gets even hotter in the summer. The first Fight Island go around was pretty brutal. I guess it was hard to leave the room, but by the time I got there, the second time it was pretty chilly. Not chilly, but it was cool in the morning, and then pretty much perfect during the day.
Yeah. Now we've seen some guys too. I think like James Krause was like, "Get me off this island." He wanted to get off, but I mean, I gotta think at this point when Fight Island comes back around, that might be something you're interested in.
Yeah, I'll go back. That's why I went back and forth the first time. It's somewhere that you want to go for, a week. Like just like any other resort, you're there for a week or so and you're ready to head back home. And that's how I felt too. As far as fight week and what we had to do, it was a little bit longer fight week, but it's about as good as it gets for a fight week.
Yeah. Were you happy that you ultimately decided to kind of go home between those 2 weeks,
Yeah,
those two cards?
definitely stand by my decision on that one. I think being there too much would have been a little too long. I got to come back and get back with my training partners, coaches, see everyone, and kind of just reset real quick. And then it was a few more days of quarantine that I had to do, and fly in here and there, but I think it was definitely worth it.
Yeah. And obviously now too, I mean, it doesn't sound like you're gonna have too much downtime if you want to fight before the end of the year. But I saw in the post fight too that you had said that kind of fighting is like your life, and that's like your hobby, and a lot of the things you do are around fighting. Like for you, like with
Oh shit! Sorry.
oh good. But like for you, like what are some of the things you do to like kind of like blow off steam? Like is it just like fighting, or like when like do you watch like Netflix, or is it all like MMA related content?
I'm like anyone else. I'll go out, eat some good food, celebration, get outdoors, hikes and stuff like that. But uh, watch some Netflix too, man. But fighting is my life right now. I'm living my hobby. Obviously, got to take some downtime here and there, but I'm always in the gym, always training. Still on a mission here, and fighting's a short window of your life. When you got to retire at 35, 40 years old. The focus has been this, but still human, still got to go out and enjoy the fruits of my labor.
For sure, yeah. Watched anything good on Netflix recently, or?
I was a big fan of Kingdom,
Oh
and
yeah, Kingdom's good.
I even watched like Outer Banks on the quarantine. Not my
Okay.
normal go to, but it was pretty good. And then I watch a lot of like MMA related stuff, online or wherever I can find, and always a big fight fan. Always watching, fights, studying stuff.
Yeah. Did you watch the classify thing, like about like how they got the Fight Island and that kind of thing?
I haven't checked that out yet. I'm gonna have to check that one out. Kind of this month has been crazy.
Yeah, sure.
This
I
month has been
understand.
crazy. I watched some stuff, but so many videos and stuff online and stuff. I've tried to kind of go away from my phone a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. All right. All right. Well, Casey, I'm glad you get to relax a little bit, even if it is just for a couple of days. Thanks for giving me the time. I really appreciate it. And I wish you nothing but the best in the future.
Thank you very much. Pleasure. Thanks for your time as well, man.
If you enjoyed this interview, don't forget to hit that like button. If you want to see other interviews just like this one, subscribe to the channel. Or maybe even try this video. Or this video. Thanks for watching, guys.